previous one. Every delivery was 150 plus. He was quick.
Can you give us some imperial measures for that, Aruj?
Sure can, after this delivery. I've got good math.
Straight up in the air. Straight up in the air. It didn't have to be 90 miles an hour. Sam Curran with the surprise short ball has made a little bit of a fool out of Iftikhar with that one. Pakistan in all sorts of trouble, 4 down.
Just been pegged back, I guess, by the wood over. Too quick to handle, not on this occasion. Not quite sure what he was trying to do. Almost played with the vertical bat the other way around. Simple catch in the end. Pakistan in heaps of bother at the moment. 28 for 4. Iftikhar walks back for 6.
Still sharp, down on his haunches, taking in the scene at the moment. The scene's not a good one for Pakistan, 28 for 4. Strike rate is down below 110 runs per 100 balls. It's 22 games. He needs something special here.
Big test for middle order again. And obviously Iftikhar departed just on this delivery, no shot. He was trying to check his shot towards mid wicket, but he was too late. Got the straight to the fielder at mid off. 4 wickets down. A lot depends on this pair. Shan and Khushdil Khan is making his comeback as the number 4 batsman. He's a natural opener, so another pressure on him.
It's a real pressure cooker here for the Pakistan middle order. Blood donations from KFC, 50,000 rupees at the fall of every wicket. Sharp work from England. They're buzzing around all over the place at the moment. 29 for 4, that's the end of the power play. Power play is over and done with, and England have taken full advantage of it. Adil Rashid into the attack replaces Mark Wood. What an intervention that was. 2 for 8 from 2 overs from the speedster. And that has made a huge difference in terms of the balance of power in this contest. Rashid with a slip. Your kilometres per hour to miles per hour conversions might not be quite so straightforward now. So what do you reckon Mark Wood was hitting there?
Well, we'll eventually get there. We eventually will. You expect those from Adil Rashid, don't you? Good control over the leg spinners. Here we go, finally. So he bowled an entire over 93 miles per hour. And the 156 translates to just under 97 miles per hour. And that was quick. And surely the world will be looking forward to what he can do in Australia. T20 World Cup.
Oh, yeah, just elevates the game, doesn't it? Whereas it sort of lifts it above the ordinary, you know, the things that you might see in club cricket or at first class level. When you see somebody with real pace, changes everything.
Even in this format, even on this pitch, he looked different than the others. Even the Pakistani bowlers, although they were bowling 140 plus, 55 plus, and we had the quickest one was Haris Rohit, but Wood showed he looked rested as well. He was eager, running in.
Wakar told me about a time he played here, bowling from the far end. Bowling from the university end, and the crowd were up behind it. And he said it just felt like they gave him an extra 6 or 7 miles per hour. They kind of rushed him to the crease. He just said he flew in like he had air underneath him and bowled. I think it was against the West Indies. He said Gus Logie kind of went to go, and his signature shot was a square cut. And he said Gus got the bat back but didn't get it back down again, and the stumps were cartwheeling out of the ground.
That was Wakar at his best.
Oh, nicely played. Finds the gap. Anything Ben Duckett can do, Kushta will have a go and do as well.
He's worked on his shot. Nishan Masood. 35 for 4 in 7. That was Khushdil.
He's bowled all the wrong ones too, Khushdil. Khushdil's done well. He's read this one nicely and he's played it over the offside field. All men in the circle. Pakistan has a lot of rebuilding to do. A big score set out by England. Exceptional once again. Their middle order came to the party. Not looking pretty for Pakistan. Top order that got them to glory yesterday. Babar and Rizwan went early. Heather again couldn't damage. 35 for 4.
Left-hander in play, so Moeen Ali quite happy to give himself an early bolt. Rather jokingly said to me as he ran past out there on the field, if the right-handers are in, I won't be bowling tonight. I'll forgive my ex. Oh, that looked straight. Maybe just nipping down the leg side.
Big pressure on these batters now from Pakistan. Required run rates almost under 15 and over. Only 6 wickets in hand. They have to play out of their skin to even come closer to the England total.
But the problem is now that it's not a total of 140, 150. They have to go from the get-go. Run rate at the moment just under 15. So the middle order, which is already under pressure, in a big chase, it makes matters that much more worse.
It really isn't straightforward, and it really isn't Shan Masood's game. He's an opener by trade anyway, when he is successful in T20 cricket. It's as an opener with the field up to begin with, so he gets himself in. He's got to come in against spin. He's got to go at 14 runs. It started at 11 and over, by the way, and it's now almost 15.
So Butch, I asked you this question the other day as well. We'll come back to it after this delivery of Moeen Ali. Charged, extra cover for the maximum.
And they come alive. Rather flat batted it. Got a bit of width from Moeen. Committed to the stroke and belted it over the top. There was nothing pretty about it, but it doesn't matter if it goes over the rope. End of the 8th, 46 for 4.
Brilliant running from these two, Pushdale and Shan.
Loud footsteps. Loud footsteps. Yeah.
That's really well played. Opened up the blade beautifully. The ball was almost underneath it, but he managed to dig it out. That's an excellent stroke from Shan. Brings up the 50 for Pakistan.
Forcing the issue here, and they have to do exactly that. They are calculated risks. Going up and over cover. Pushdale did this in the previous over. Shan this time. This is good cricket.
Full toss, get that out of here. Yep, it's gone. It's a rare bad ball from Adil Rashid, and it got the treatment.
It's always important to put them away. Don't get many of these, and when you get them, you make the most of them. Exactly what Shan's done.
That was a rare bad delivery from Adil, but he really used it to his strength. And they're going to polish for two, and they're going to come back for two. No, they're not. They're going to settle for one. They're not risking it, are they?
Yeah, it must be quite difficult not just to turn back and come, you know, the way the crowd are yelling. They were desperate for Shan and Pushdale to turn back for two. It would have been suicide. To say they're excitable would be an understatement. Adil Rashid with the towel in the front of his trousers, so trying to get a bit of dirt in his fingers. Just a little bit greasy out there. He manages to get out the over. The last three deliveries only going for two. The first three going for 12. 60 for 4. The broadcast going all around the world. We hope you're as entertained as we are. ETV here in Pakistan, Tamasha, Tapman, of course outside of Pakistan, Flow, Star, Sky Sports New Zealand, Fox, Sky Sports in the UK, and of course our radio partners as well, the BBC and FM 106.2. Not to forget Supersport, of course. Extraordinary that Sam Curran should get a wicket with a short ball. It's a little bit of extra just height on the bouncer really, and a bit of surprise. I don't think it was expected from Iftikhar.
The pace wasn't there, it was the height that actually had, you know, made him in two minds. Iftikhar, he was trying to control it towards mid-wicket, but it was too high.
This time they'll go for it, and will get it comfortably in the end. Teammates for Multan Sultan run well between the wickets. Is that time again?
T for 2, Rouge. T for 2. Just feel the romance, can't you? Over a cup of Tepal tea.
Magic brewing.
He's using a lot of variations, Sam Curran. He's into his second over. He's conceded.
I like this role for Sam Curran.
Yeah.
Not so much with the new ball, unless the ball's really swinging.
Especially on these pitches.
I like the role when he's got a bit of cover, the field's back, and he can
use all the variations, back of hand, the leg cutter, and of course the odd bouncer. He got a wicket.
Oh, that's out of here. He got it on the hip, and Kushal just swiveled on it and helped it on its way. 33 sixes in the series now.
That's his area, Khushdil Shah. Especially against this sort of pace, he will hit you every time with ease.
Yeah, he likes that. Comes to him naturally. Good pickup shot. I like this counter attack here from Pakistan, losing 4 quick wickets. 42 now, the partnership of 25.
Short ball again. I was going to say, Waz, before Sam Curran was hit 6 over the long leg, that at points his bowling action reminds me of you, the way he skips through the wicket. And then I was glad I didn't say it when he got hit out of the park. But do you think? I mean, he's a much smaller and shorter version of you in your prime.
He's got quick arm action, that's for sure.
Just
and he runs through, skids through, exactly. It is a difficult format to bowl as a bowler. I mean, we've seen today Dhani went to 60 plus in his 4. Another brilliant shot. That's good cricket from Shan Masood. Sensible cricket. He's on 20 of 12 now. 10 overs gone. 75 for 4, and time for drinks break.
75 before then after 10. Drinks are done. Comparisons show that Pakistan are just slightly behind England at the equivalent stage. England were 89 for 3 at the end of their first 10 overs, but made excellent progress there afterwards.
You say over cover. Did you say over cover?
Moeen Ali will try his off breaks now. I mean, already the damage might well have been done against Pakistan with those wickets early in the piece. These two, however, Shan Masood and Kustal Shah, are giving it a full go. Strike rate of 184 for Shan Masood, 156 for Kustal Shah. Not middled.
England side looks completely different with the induction of Wood and Topley. Bowled brilliantly with the new ball. English batting is ever improving. Indication of tough times for the Pakistani team in this series. 50 partnership registered.
Just 30 balls, and the opportunity now for especially Shan Masood to make an impact. Yes, it's a difficult target, but he has to kick on and try and keep on playing those big shots. It's only his second game, but the way that he's come into the side, there's a lot of eyeballs on Shan Masood right now.
Good bowling. Follow the batsman, follow the feet. That's what so many, especially the slower bowlers, try and do, but pace bowlers as well. If they see a batsman on the move, try and follow the feet, try and dart it in, try and restrict the options. Little shorter this time, and it's just got enough on it. Only just. Carried over the line for another 6.
86 for 4.
Waited long enough and then hit it leg side. He thought he might just be in trouble, but in the end it just tips over the bar ducket. Quite disappointed, because nowadays they pride themselves with those boundary catches.
Well, they're pretty good sized boundaries, aren't they, here at Karachi? Adil Rashid changes ends. Straight, the reverse sweep. Doesn't get far, just gets the one. Yeah, I mentioned the size of the boundaries because if you don't quite time it, don't quite get the right elevation, the catches are on. Duckett took a very well judged one the other night, right on the boundary's edge, but it wasn't travelling in the same sort of trajectory. This one he would have probably gone over with it. So unless he could have done some sort of, I don't know, balletic comeback, sort of Cirque du Soleil job, there's no way he could have stayed in the field. That's well struck. Field is well placed, though.
So, what I understood in a nutshell, you needed a taller fielder over there, maybe Topley?
No. Ahmed, there is one thing about this. When you select your 11... Oh, hang on, might well have pitched outside leg. Very enthusiastic appeal, but not much after that. Just going back to the topic, when you pick your 11, most of the selection policy is to do with the relative skills. They had Topley in the right position at third man for Babar Azam, perfectly placed, tall man on the boundary edge, ball travelling quickly, but Rees cannot field everywhere. So unless you have that crystal ball. That's up in the air, should be an easy chance, and is indeed an easy chance. Harry Brook just settled himself underneath it. A slight miscue, enough to see Pakistan's 5th wicket go down.
It was that googly which worked for Adil Rashid on that occasion. Was able to land it in the perfect area to a batsman who was looking to hit the ball hard and high. Only managed to hit the ball straight to the fielder. Nicely judged. And they are disappointed, aren't they? It was a good contribution from Khushdil under pressure. 29 from 21 deliveries. It's 90 for 5.
.91 for 5 after 12. So Adil Rashid, who has made his reputation over the last few years as one of, if not the most important bowler in this white ball lineup. The simple reason that he has this great knack of picking up wickets, has done it again. Slight miscue. I said just now, if you don't time it, if you don't hit it sweetly, these are big boundaries. Harry Brook only had to come in just a few yards, steady himself, and make it a more miserable looking night for Pakistan here at the National Stadium. Shan Masood on his own at the moment.
They're just carrying on. And down the track, just going leg side as well, because the angle back into him and he smashed it straight. This was a skimmer. Almost carried all the way.
Yeah, although the misery has expanded yet again for the Pakistani middle order, Shan Masood is fighting hard, and that's good to see. Making his comeback into the Pakistani side. As a batsman, you're always under pressure, especially in this format. Not easy to make a comeback.
Last night, 199 was a very good score. It's just because Babar and Rizwan batted so magnificently that you thought that, again, 220, you thought that Pakistan they did have a chance, but to be able to chase down such big scores consistently in T20 cricket, it's not done every day. And remember, they say, what's the saying? Every day is not Sunday. Sunday is day after, so we might see it Sunday.
Well, if I'm going to take you back to yesterday, where the great man himself, Wasim Akram, was very confused about what day of the week it was. Was it Tuesday? Was it Thursday? Was it this week? Was it last week? I was tempted to say to him, whatever day he says it is that day.
So it happens so quickly. Everything's happening so quickly, and there's a no ball as well, so a free hit.
I think you might need a few more of these.
Over here, waist tight. Moeen Ali used to bowl a lot of these, but he's cut down on them. Gets away with that.
Yeah, I think Moen, if he's honest with himself, will say he's not bowling quite at his best at the moment. We'll see a lot of variation, some of it intentional, some of it not so intentional. Very honest man when he deals with all those questions that are fired at captains, including that 100 exactly now for 5 up to 13. One of the things about having 7 matches in a series, we've seen it to England's advantage today. They've held back Mark Wood and Reece Topley until this 3rd match. Make sure they're absolutely 100% fit. They've had good results because of it. There will be other experiments coming up through the remaining 4 games after this one as well. Certainly England will experiment with some of those younger players. Pakistan will have opportunities as well. Well, we need some refreshment, obviously. And refreshment is always available at these grounds throughout this series, courtesy of T20I. This is the T20I moment in the T20I lounge. Pulled away. 3 men in the deep on that onside.
There's spoken about few changes in the English lineup and has worked well for them. Do you think there is a case of replacing Sam Curran with somebody? Seems like he's struggling.
Well, Sam, he always has the knack, or usually has the knack of just finding something. But he's not a Reece Topley, he's not a Mark Wood. But he's a competitive cricketer. He can offer things with, he's an all-rounder, so he offers something with the ball. But he needs those different skills. He hasn't got the obvious pace, so he needs those different skills for the shorter forms of the game, which he does have. I mean, he is one of those that England will look at. Is it possible to strengthen the team by trying someone else? Full toss this time. But, as so often happens, not necessarily get out of the meat of the bat.
Yeah, one thing he could do easily is develop that bouncer to bring that surprise element for the batsman.
Kind of worked early. Just to mention, by the way, the Pakistan Junior League that comes up, the PJL, starts on October the 6th, junior version of PSL. An opportunity for the under-19s to make their marks with some excellent mentors around as well. I saw one name mentioned the other day, Vid Richards. Heard of him. Javad Miandad's another one. Shoaib Malik, Shahid Afridi, Darren Sami, Imran Tahir. It's the entire back catalogue for the last 20 years.
Well, that's not fair. What about the left-handed batsman? Why aren't you there?
Come on, it's your job, Amar, it's your job.
You'll be a better role model, easily.
Enough. Is that more than enough?
Had you blushing? Did I?
Not for that reason. 105 for 5. The stadium's been full all 3 nights we've been here so far. No doubt will be the same on, I think it's Sunday. It's the day that traditionally comes after the day after tomorrow, which is still going to be Saturday. So yeah, Sunday night should be huge here.
Sunday fun day.
Sunday fun day.
You asked me this yesterday as well.
Yeah, I'm anticipating a cutthroat contest between these two sides. Yeah, it seems like Pakistan is falling short in this game, but they can regather themselves, execute their skills.
Well, Mark Wood is back in with these little rockets of his. It's probably the slowest of the night for him.
.156.2. Well, he's made a difference. He's made a huge difference. Not only the pace, but 2 for 8 in a situation where you're needing almost 11 and over to start off with. But this guy just bolted that door shut.
I suspect we will say it more than once over the next few games, as long as he stays fit. Pace does make the difference. That little extra 4 or 5 miles an hour rushes people, just complicates the issue. You can't set yourself in the same way to decide where to hit the ball. The ball tends to hit you, tends to hit the bat, and that's exactly what happened to Babar Azam tonight. It's away, and one bounce down to the boundary for 4, just slightly offline here from Mark Wood. That's the other thing, that's the other opportunity that pace provides.
Yeah, what really impressed me, his accuracy with the new ball and the pace. But this time around he faltered. Easy pickings for Nawaz, just guided the ball into the gap for his first boundary.
Not this time. Different lengths, different heights.
You're obviously talking about pace. This is the first part of the England tour. They've been quite consistent bowling back of a length and even testing out halfway. Short ball has worked really well for the England seamers, and they've got that pace, extra pace, that has made it more potent. I think you've got Ollie Stone as well in the squad. England have some pace in their squad. And then when you look at the second part of this tour, the Test match series, they'll need to have quite a lot of pace.
Yeah, it'll be a great grouping, won't it? If you have a paceman like Ward complemented with Topley, who pitches the ball up, and then Ollie Stone holds those Yorkers. Can be deadly, can be a nightmare for the batters.
Just remember, life is too short for sensitive teeth. You have been warned. Spotted away over extra cover. This one he has made really good contact with. Last ball of the over. It's 15 gone now, 115 for 5.
Well, the green line taking the high road, the white taking the low. those 4 wickets in the power play all but ended the game as a contest. If England's 221 for 3 hadn't done that already. Magic from Phil Salt down the leg side. Way down the leg side. Wasim and Wacker join me for the final rites. You're right, gents.
Yeah, I'm good. What a performance by England. What a comeback after yesterday's defeat by 10 wickets, and they made an amazing comeback. Pakistan required lots of runs here. 106 of 30 balls. That's good bowling, clever bowling. Seeing the batsman giving himself room, and you bowl outside off stump.
Well, the washing machine continues to go. Our fella's lost about 2.5 kilos since he started, but the washing's getting clean, and Dorlance are still the #1 home appliance brand of Pakistan. Oh, good work, I think, from Ben Duckett. They'll probably have to check it, as is protocol, and I think he's done ever so well.
Shan Masood for the first time batting down the order. Normally bats as an opener, but I think he's played pretty well. 165 is his strike rate. Is pushing the fielders back. Is looking for those big shots. You know, once you lose those 2-3 quick wickets chasing 100, 220, chances become very, very little to chase such total.
Yeah, you need everything to go right, don't you? Absolutely everything. You need to get off to a flying start. You need to get in and around or even above the rate early. Put the opposition under pressure. You lose 2 or 3 wickets in the power play and you're all but gone, especially if the wickets that go are that of Rizwan and Baba. Yeah, Shah Masood's an interesting one. I mentioned in the second game that he's attributing a lot of his turnaround in terms of form and strike rate in T20 cricket to his spell at Derby with Mickey Arthur. Of course, has coached everywhere around the world, and he's sort of brought Shah Masood out of himself in terms of a stroke maker.
He did. He helped him a lot. And, you know, stint in county cricket also helped him a lot. You play cricket almost every day. 4-day or 1-day, and then of course T20 format as well.
Well, it certainly didn't do you two any harm, that's for sure. Harmed a few of us in the 90s.
It did our last 2 years, I reckon. The first 6 years were perfect for us. But I think in county cricket, what helps you the most as a player, you play cricket every day. And Shan Masood, most runs this year. He's #2. Look at the strike rate, almost 134, 1,255 runs, and healthy average too in this format.
Down the ground and over. 50 for Shah Masood, right on cue.
Yeah, that was a skimmer. He couldn't really get the elevation he was looking for, but it was hit so hard that it just traveled and traveled very, very quickly. He's looking good, Shan, proving a point. Early on, he wanted to open for Pakistan, but there is no room at the top. So he decided to just bat at 4, and I think this might work for Pakistan. You can always push him up the order, isn't it? 127 for 5.
Really deep in the crease. Sam Curran looking for that Yorker, but Shan got back so far that he turned it into a half volley. It's a really clean strike. Excellent work. Acknowledges the dugout, knows that England are winning this game comfortably, but that's a significant moment for him, his first 50 in T20 internationals. Figures Reece Topley Mark Wood will probably get all of the notices because of the explosive pace, but Reece Topley's figures, 1 for 7 from 2, game changer. I just felt that England gents had that extra bit of cutting edge with the ball today, never mind the runs on the board, but with Wood and Topley, just a little bit more threat, a bit more menace.
Before yesterday, we've seen that England bowling attack was kind of similar. 3 left-handers, same pace. I mean, Luke Wood was slightly quicker than the other 2, but no variation, no variety. But at least you had one bowler, Wood, today, who's bowling about 150 kilometers an hour, consistent, and then Topley, a tall boy, gets extra bounce.
And England, I suppose, you think about the players that aren't taking part at the moment. Chris Jordan's probably the next quickest, or the next consistently quickest for England. This year he's been bowling in and around 90 miles an hour a lot of the time. But he is not on the trip because of a broken finger. He's in the World Cup squad. He's always got a big smile on his face, though. CJ, sensitivity-free moment, because life is too short for those sensitive teeth. Whipped away into the leg side. Throw was a good one, but they come back for 2.
I think Wood is going to be a force in the World Cup if he's there. And Jofra Archer, is he around? What was his story?
No, Jofra's out for the foreseeable.
What's wrong? What's the problem?
Had elbow injuries, he's had back injuries. It's just that he's nowhere near, so he doesn't even make the squad. There it is. We'll go back to that. And of course, England had the dilemma of having to pick players, because you have to name your 15 and your reserves. Having to name injured players in the World Cup squad. So Liam Livingstone is injured, Joss Buttler was, but I think he's okay now. And then you look, Chris Jordan being another one, Chris Wokes being another, up until today, Mark Wood. And so you have to name them in the first place, and then you can replace injured players, but you can't bring guys in if you've named somebody else. So, I mean, Topley has been a big plus, I think, over the course of this year. Back in the West Indies, he played a 5 T20 international series in the West Indies. All the games were in Barbados, and he was a standout. West Indies won that series, but he elevated himself into that World Cup squad, into that reckoning.
And I think he did well in this summer as well, with white ball for England. Early breakthroughs.
Yeah, and you have that height, don't you? So if there is a bit of movement, if the pitch has got a little bit in it, you've got that extra height. It makes things awkward.
And another stat, all 3 of us played against his dad as well, the senior Topley.
I was just a kid at the time, you know. I know you guys were nice and mature, and you were playing the top level. I was just walking in, you know, the 16-year-old.
You were the only bloke who had a moustache to rival Don Topley's. End of the over. 133 for 5.
I remember that.
Well, England are strolling this one. 221 for 3, based around a stunning partnership of over 130 between Brook and Duckett. Both men finishing unbeaten.
All the credit to England team, especially after yesterday. I mean, Pakistan won by 10 wickets, though generally, as a team, big appeal. I think he's got a bat on it.
Adil Rashid thinks that has snuck underneath the bat.
Okay. So Vicky, coming back to that question.
Having a look.
Third umpire to director, we have a review for LBW. Original decision is not out. I have been checked. It's a fair delivery. Let's start with the front on spin vision, please. Roll it back, roll it back. I can see clearly the ball hits the bat. Go back to the on-field. Alim, you can stay with your original decision. Not out, you're on screen now.
Yeah, well done, Alim Dar. Good call. Surely
Who
they'll
appealed for that?
come up with a version of the game where bat before wicket's out. Things seem to be changing so quickly. Why not?
Vicky, quick question about your moustache when you arrived in county cricket. What was it? Butch was just mentioning it. Why are you laughing, Butch? Probably there was fashion in those days, am I right?
Show me the picture of you on your phone. We'll put that up in the camera. Down the ground. Oh, I think he's got that as well. That's gone all the way. Really good stuff this from Shan. He's laying down a marker for a permanent spot in the middle order.
Yeah, forget about my moustache and have a look at this shot. Feet were used nicely down to the pitch of the ball and hitting it beautifully. He's playing some innings. Yes, Pakistan out of this game, but he's showing some real guts. Okay, we want to talk about my moustache, but about this, come on.
I think it was very in 1985 in my defense, and I was only 17.
Look like Errol Flynn.
I think it's a better idea not to go there.
I agree with you. I think.
Up in the air, that should be the end of it for Shan. Nawaz, apologies. Brook gets underneath it, pouches it nicely. That is the end. 19 from 21 deliveries from him. A wicket from the final ball from Adil Rashid. He finishes with 2 for 32. Pakistan 142 for 6.
Yeah, he was never in control of that shot. Another beautiful delivery, nice and flighted, and back of the hand, a googly, and an easy catch. Brooks batted really well and is holding those catches nicely. And that's 6 wickets gone now. Mohammad Nawaz, 19, very laboured inning, 142 for 6.
Shah Massoud, 61 from 35, has been the lone batter to stand up for Pakistan. He's got Mark Wood herring in at him. Over to you, Usman Qadir.
got so much experience, Adil Rashid, and he doesn't really mind giving a bit of air. He bowls nice and slowly. And you got to really make all the pace to hit those big sixes. Yeah, talking of, because this game is over more or less, so let's talk about Mustache then.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back there.
And bowled his spell. The Mustache game is not over yet.
I think it's gone.
It's gone.
I think that's out. Yeah, it might be Moustaches we're talking about, but it's Moeen with the beard who has pulled off the run out by the looks of it. Excellent work from the England skipper.
Third umpire director, we have a review for run
A
out.
little lazy running, I would
Can I have
say.
your best side on angle, please?
I think he'll be short of his crease.
Nice and slow. Yeah. I can see batsman still short of ground. Bails off. I have made my decision.
Yeah, that's pretty straightforward. England knew that Carter had not made his ground. He was so far back on his crease when he made contact with the ball. He had a long old way to go to get to the other end, and he really didn't make it. 1-4-3 for 7.
Yeah, he was so deep in his crease, and he just punched it straight to Moeen, and it ran. He would have been always out if he would have hit the stumps, and he did it nicely. Such an advantage having someone like Wood in the team who bowls that rapid pace. Hardly gives anything away.
Now, we couldn't let Wasim get all of the stick.
Look at this dash, man. That's a serious dash.
I tell
Okay,
you.
mine was 70-year-old one. Yours one about 25, 26-year-old.
I had moustache like him when I
Yes.
was 15.
You sure you were 15?
I started shaving very early in the piece, so you know.
Sure.
Funnily enough, I've had to start doing that the older I've got. Well, that's been nicked away fine. That's one disadvantage of having extreme pace. If you do find the edge and there's nobody there to catch it, it'll fly away for 4.
It's all got to do with pace. Everybody's on back foot, and that's what happens when you have a pace bowler with pace in your team. His first spell have made the difference, Mark Woods. Especially that short ball he bowled to Babar Azam that flew past him.
Straight up in the air, straight up the chimney, and out again. Sam Curran with the catch. And the last rights are being read here. It has been an absolute trouncing for Pakistan, who were euphoric here just last night. And the emotions could not be more contrasting.
Well, when you have someone like Wood who's got that kind of pace, especially your later order or tail enders, they don't want to be staying out there. 149 for 8.
Oh, Yorker. Beauty. Both the gentlemen to my left went, ooh, they enjoyed that. Wazim and Waka brought back feelings of youth for the pair of them. End of the over, 149 for 8.
This was Haris Rauf. He gave himself too much room. Usually you just give a couple of inches or maybe 6 inches at the most, but he went about 3 feet towards leg umpire. And obviously Wood followed him, and that did the trick. And this is the sorry tale of Pakistan batting in this game, the third ODI between England and Pakistan. 1 each, and after today it'll be 2-1, England up. Packed leg side field, mid off, up in the circle.
Topley goes for the block hole, finds it. $150 up for Pakistan. A worthless landmark, really. But console yourselves with a cuppa. Tepal, of course. Could be worse. One's got straight up again. It's going to take some catching. Oh, he didn't even lay a mitt on it. Liam Dawson ran around the spiral staircase and in the end didn't get a hand on it.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter now, but should be catching everything at this level. He had plenty of time. He couldn't really get under it. He lost it at the end. Didn't get a hand on it even. Well, the required run rate now 140.2.
So you think there's no chance?
A pretty one-sided affair tonight. Some really good batting from England. They batted Pakistan out of this game in the very beginning, and then of course Wood coming in and bowling that fiery spell which you just mentioned was seen by the first 2 overs. Really put Pakistan on the back foot. They had nowhere to go. They couldn't really handle the pace, the bounce, and since then Adil Rashid comes in. He's such a experienced right arm leg spinner, got a great googly, and you know, this bowling lineup is pretty good. I mean, they made 2 changes. They brought Wood in, Topley in. I think made a massive difference. He's into his 4th over. He hasn't given anything away. Even the spinners did a wonderful job.
Must be a single. And Shan Rasood should secure himself a not out. It's been stark actually. I thought by the end of the summer Reece Topley was just starting to look a little weary, albeit it was only 20 over games in the main that England were playing, but they played 12 white ball matches pretty much on the bounce. Play travel.
When people think 20 overs are, you know, like not enough, but they are high octane, fast paced match. You don't have enough time, players, to even take a break or a breather.
Yeah, finish late at night, don't get to bed until late on in the evenings. So it messes around with your body clock a bit, but Topley has certainly looked good for the rest, despite giving away a boundary off the very final ball of his spell, the very final ball of the innings. England will congratulate one another. They will shake hands with their opponents, and they will reflect upon a job well done. It really has been a drubbing. Very difficult to back up a performance such as the one that Pakistan gave on Thursday evening. However, they would have hoped for rather better from both batsmen and bowlers in the face of a terrific comeback from the visitors. England have not put a foot wrong today. Aside from losing the toss, they went out there, decided that the 199 they made on Thursday was not enough, and that they needed to put the foot down even harder. They did that to spectacular effect. Will Jacks on debut with an excellent opening foray into international cricket. Ben Duckett in only his 4th game, playing quite magnificently again, showing off the full array of his sweep strokes against the spinners, and was extremely enterprising against the quicks. And then Harry Brook, who just looks like a thoroughbred with the bat in hand. You see him being an all-format player and being highly successful at every single one of them. Shake of the hands from the teams. They will come back and do it all again on Sunday evening. But for now, the head scratching will have to go on in the Pakistan camp, and England will congratulate themselves on a job well done.
Yeah, it was a no-show from Pakistan tonight with the ball, with the bat. They looked tired. They looked like that they didn't really have much of a plan. On the other hand, England was thrashed last night. They came very strongly. They were up for it, and they batted superbly, although they did lose early wickets, but they kept coming hard at Pakistani bowlers and put up such a big total that it was very, very difficult for Pakistan to handle it. England will be very, very happy with the progress they made from last night. This is how Pakistan went. Rizwan Babar went very, very early. Heather couldn't handle the pace of Wood, and then Shan just survived, batted quite nicely, not opening the inning, batting at number 4, and I thought he batted beautifully. Iftikhar going very, very early. Khushdil stuck around a bit, but didn't really have the impact what Pakistan was looking for. Partnerships, not much to talk about. Shan and Khushdil, 62 of 38. 52 between Nawaz and Shan, but runs were way too many. They needed a lot more to win this game. Superb bowling from England. They were spot on. They bowled with pace, they bowled with purpose, they swung the ball early on. They bowled those beautiful slow deliveries. 3 wickets for Wood. I think he's a pick of the bowler, without a doubt. Rashid picking up 2. No real partnership from Pakistan. 158 for 8. England winning convincingly. Babar winning the toss and asking England to bat, and they batted outstandingly well. Took the game away from Pakistan in the very first few overs. Brooks 81 was a real highlight of the day. Duckett in his own merry way playing sweeps and reverse sweeps. He batted beautifully. Jacks, debutant, 40 of 22. They all chipped in quite nicely. Pakistan couldn't really handle the pressure. Lost the game by 63 runs. So here are the highlights. Pakistan were looking good. They started off quite nicely, a couple of boundaries early on, but then they started losing wicket. This was a drop catch early on. Wood came in, first ball, Babar hitting him straight down the pitch for 4, and then disappearing. Beautifully taken by Topley, right on the boundary, third man boundary. Slow delivery from Topley in a very next over, uprooting the stumps of Rizwan. Pakistani openers went very quickly. Heather, a lot of promise, but he hasn't really fulfilled yet. Iftikhar stayed for a brief time, and then a tennis shot straight to Topley, who had a very, very good day when it comes to catching. A small partnership between Khushdil and Shan. Batted nicely, hitting a few excellent cover drives, few sixes from Shan. That was a beauty. That was a wonderful shot. cheeky shots there from Shan. But it was the wickets they kept on losing. And that was a big, big problem. Rashid bowling nice and slowly, bowling those beautiful googlies and getting those wickets. Shan kept on going, he looked good. Nawaz came in, putting up a partnership of 50. But the game was more or less over by the time Nawaz came in. I love the way Shan approached the game. He didn't have a partner to sort of carry on the good work he did. Pakistan kept on losing wicket. This was a beauty run out. He had about 1 and a bit stump to aim at. Moeen Ali hit the bullseye, and that was edge. A couple of boundaries, and then Haris Rauf perished. Pakistan late middle order or tail enders couldn't really handle the pressure, struggling against a good pace bowler. So I thought they just bowled very, very nicely, England. Convincing win for England, so it's 2-1 now. And so 3 games gone, 2 for England, 1 for Pakistan. And what is going to happen next? 25th of September on Sunday, we're going to be here again for that 4th game. So it's time for a breather now. Let's take a break and come back with the presentation. welcome back to National Stadium. What a turnaround. It was a one-sided game last night for Pakistan and a one-sided game for England this time around. And we're ready for the presentation. Let's go to Uruj Mumtaz.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third T20I post-match presentation. England, of course, registering another clinical win. This one a massive one, leading now the series 2-1. I'd like to first present the presentation party to my left. Ms. Mehreen Ahmed, Group Head Retail Banking, Bank Al Falah. Mr. Syed Hassan Jamil, Chief Marketing Officer, Dolans. Mr. Waqas Jalil, Chief Supply Chain Officer, KFC, Pakistan. Mr. Mohib Hassan, Group Head, Bank Al Falah. Mr. Syed Abrar Ali, Director Sales, GSK, Consumer Health, Healthcare. Mr. Ghulam Hussain Shahid, Chairman, Kingdom Valley. Mr. Najib Agrawala on behalf of Go Lutlo. Once again, we have a flurry of awards tonight. The first one to be presented by Mr. Najib Agrawala, the Go Lutlo Best Bowler of the Match Cash Award of PKR 100,000 to Mark Wood. He bowled with some steam tonight. Excellent performance. Good to see him fit and back into the English lineup. Next up, Mr. Waqas Jalil will present the KFC Feel Good Performance Cash Award of PKR 100,000 to Shan Masood. Good to see Shan getting runs as well. Mr. Syed Hassan Jamil will present the Dolans Reliable Player of the Match Cash Award of PKR 100,000 to Adil Rashid. Next up, Mr. Mohib Hassan will present the Bank Al Falah Best Fielder of the Match Cash Award of PKR 100,000 to Reece Topley. England once again exceptional in the field. Mr. Ghulam Hussain Shahid will present the Kingdom Valley Master Blaster of the Match Cash Award of PKR 100,000 to Ben Duckett. More runs under his belt as he keeps accumulating them, 70 of just the 42 deliveries. Good stuff, Ben. Next up, Mr. Syed Abrar Ali will present the Sensodyne Complete Performer of the Match Cash Award of PKR 200,000 to Harry Brook. Can't keep him out of the game. Harry Brook once again amongst the runs. For every match, Bank Al Falah is donating USD 1,000 for every 6 hit for the flood victims. Today's tally, 12. That means a total donation of USD $12,000 from Bank Al Falah. And on behalf of Bank Al Falah, Ms. Mehreen Ahmed will present the Bank Al Falah Player of the Match Trophy and Cash Award of PKR 100,000 to Harry Brook. 81 his knock tonight, just of the 35 deliveries. Exceptional. Harry, we'll have a quick chat with you as well. This way. This way. Harry, scintillating knock, back-to-back performances. How special was this?
Yeah, it was very nice to get out there and have a match-winning performance tonight.
In terms of conditions, asked this question earlier on to Moeen as well, how difficult or easy is it to adapt to various conditions, especially considering different surfaces?
Well, it was quite similar to the other night. Every pitch has been fairly similar. So just hitting through the line of the ball, trying to play on the front foot as much as possible, really. Yeah, just having a solid game plan and sticking to it.
Game plan with Ben playing in the middle out there, two contrasting styles of batting, predominantly square of the wicket. Ben, you more conventional yet effective, using your long levers. How does that partnership fall in?
I was just trying to get him on strike against spin. He's so good at sweeping, it's ridiculous. He seems to hit the gap every time. So, yeah, obviously it worked quite well, and I was just trying to get him on strike as much as possible.
It was lovely watching that form and that innings from you tonight. Good luck for the next one.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Next up, I'd like to call upon the captain of Pakistan, Babar Azam. The crowd once again staying back as a huge cheer goes up for the Pakistan star. बाबर आज उस तरह से नहीं obviously chase कर सके. जब बड़ा total होता है तो back-to-back performances repeat करना कितना मुश्किल होता है?
बिल्कुल मेरे ख्याल से जिस तरह 222 हुआ, कोशिश की यही थी कि अच्छा स्टार्ट दिया जाए, लेकिन जब बैक टू बैक विकेटें गिरती हैं, पहले 6 ओवर्स में हमारे 4 आउट हो गए थे, तो प्रेशर बैटिंग लाइनअप पे आया।
अच्छा, फर्स्ट हाफ की बात करें, 222 एक बड़ा स्कोर होता है। आप अगर वापस देखें इस इनिंग्स को, क्या बेहतर कर सकते थे? और खुशदिल और इफ्तिखार की बात होती है कि वो बॉल भी कराते, कोई ख़ास वजह उनको आज नहीं यूटिलाइज़ किया?
देखिए सिचुएशन के हिसाब से जो आपको बेस्ट लगता है, जो आपके बेस्ट बॉलर्स हैं, आप उनको यूटिलाइज़ करते हैं। और मेरे ख्याल से उस टाइम पे जो बैट्समैन खेले थे, तो मेरे ख्याल से जो हमारे बेस्ट बॉलर्स हैं उनको आप यूटिलाइज़ करते हैं। और मेरे ख्याल से बॉलिंग नॉट अप टू द मार्क थी। जैसे हमारी जिस तरह की फील्डिंग थी उस तरफ बॉल नहीं हुए, ऑपोजिट साइड बॉलिंग हुए, तो मेरे ख्याल से ये थोड़ा हमें देखना पड़ेगा और बैठ के बात करनी पड़ेगी और नेक्स्ट मैच में कोशिश करेंगे मिस्टेक ना हो।
अच्छा, पॉजिटिव्स हर मैच में ही होते हैं, और अगर इसको हम बैटिंग इनिंग्स के तौर पे देखें तो शान का रन करना 4 नंबर पे बैटिंग कोलैप्स के बाद, तो थोड़ा सा कॉन्फिडेंस मिडल ऑर्डर के आपको वहाँ मिला होगा।
डेफिनेटली काफ़ी कॉन्फिडेंस है, और जिस तरह उसने दूसरे मैच में अपना इंटेंट शो करवाया और जिस तरह उसने बैटिंग की और जिस तरह उसने अपने प्लान को एग्जीक्यूट किया, वो काफ़ी अच्छा लगा। और उम्मीद करता हूँ कि आगे भी अच्छा खेले ऐसे।
Babar, thank you for talking to us and good luck for the next one. Obviously, talking about that, the things didn't go according to his way. Losing early wickets is always difficult. Chasing any total, leave alone a big total. Middle order was still continue for him, but he was happy to see Shan back in form at number 4. Next up, there's a winning skipper for tonight, Moeen Ali. Moeen once again registering a clinical win, a commanding win. How does it feel?
Yeah, I felt that was a brilliant win. We were ruthless tonight, in my opinion, with the bat in particular. I thought that partnership was outstanding, and two really, really good players. And Brook is showing how special of a player that he potentially can be. He looks an amazing player, in our opinion, and hopefully he grows and becomes one of those top players. But with the ball as well, we were outstanding.
You talk about ruthless, a term which resonates with the kind of batting approach your top to all the way down does, and the quality that has. How impressed are you with the new youngsters or new players coming to Pakistan and displaying that kind of form?
Yeah, and guys have all got a bit of experience from the PSL, and I'm sure that's really helped. And someone like Will Jacks, the way he played tonight, that intent he showed, and he really took it to the bowlers and gave us a really good start, in my opinion. And yeah, the future's amazing for England cricket, and the players that we have coming through. There's still some really good players who are not here, guys sitting on the bench, so it's great for us, obviously.
A word on Mark Wood. It was brilliant seeing him back feeling well, firing those thunderbolts down. At one point he clocked 97 miles per hour.
You know what, that really was quick, honestly. You know, out there, when he bowled serious pace there, and great to have him back, first of all, obviously, and he's a massive part of us and part of this team, and hopefully in the World Cup we need him firing like that.
Well, Moeen, thank you for talking to us. Excellent win tonight. That's all we have from the presentation.
Well, 3 games gone, and England leading 2-1. This is a 70-20 matches series, so we got another one coming up on Sunday, a Super Sunday. Pakistan playing their 200th T20 game, so don't miss that. And for now, it's goodbye, good night.
And yes, toe of the bat and gone. Deep in the crease this time, and deep into the crowd.
Gets away to his first international half-century.
That's out, and that's Babar Azam. Don't let
In the air it goes, and what a take that is.
worry. Welcome back to Naya Nazmabad Pitch Side Show, and what a performance by England. They were clinical with the bat, clinical with the ball, and absolutely clinical in the field as well. But today I've got a very, very special guest, of course, from the Pakistan side, Shan Masood, alongside the legend Wasim Akram himself. Great performance by England. पहले तो थोड़ा सा देखते हैं कि उनको रिव्यू करते हैं किस तरह से उन्होंने परफॉर्मेंस की, बट बैटिंग वाइज हैरी ब्रुक ही वाज डेफिनेटली द स्टार ऑफ द शो. फिर बॉलिंग भी उन्होंने अच्छी की. ओवरऑल अच्छा दिन उनके लिए.
बड़ा ज़बरदस्त दिन. लगता है आज पाकिस्तान टीम आई नहीं थी ग्राउंड में. आई मीन it was a special innings by this special player Brook, and I think Ben Duckett is also very difficult. And commentary में कहा भी है कि ऐसे बॉलर को स्पिनर के लिए बॉलिंग करना बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है कि ये नहीं पता कि उसने इधर मारना है कि इधर मारना है. जब वो इधर भी जाता है तो अंदर भी जाता है, बाहर भी जाता है. So you can't have fielders. You know, that's why that was and Henry Brook. I mean, I saw his captain just said he is one of the most exciting player in English cricket. Everything what I liked about him, Shan probably will agree with me as well. Whenever he played short, his balance was there. You know, he wasn't there. He was just still, and that's why he was playing at will.
Shan, आपका भी जो balance है आजकल बहुत ज़बरदस्त लग रहा है. You know, it's been a comeback of sorts for you. You were
again.
ये तो होता रहता है पाकिस्तान क्रिकेट में, इन एंड आउट तो होता रहता है. But like in terms of, this has been a great year for you as well. T20s में, you know, you're the number 2 पे हो, highest run getter में, right behind Alex Hales. And there's been so much talk about Pakistan and that middle order. वो obviously it's at the back of your mind as well कि मैं आ रहा हूँ, I'm filling in that position. So tell me a little about that, you know, your comeback story in terms of what you've been doing behind the scenes to be able to put something like this together, what we've seen just now.
I think my comeback story has been very simple. Last year, when my sister passed away, I actually got to know the realities of life. This is just a game, you should enjoy the game. और सबसे बड़ी बात उसके बाद ये हुई कि I've been very fortunate to play consistent cricket. अगर T20 के भी आप देखें तो I've played 40 matches and we're still in the 9th month of the year. तो जब आप इतनी क्रिकेट खेलते हो, you figure yourself out, you figure games out, and sometimes 3 formats खेलने का बहुत बड़ा advantage होता है कि when you move through the gears, आपके रेड बॉल में बेसिक्स अच्छे होते हैं, वाइट बॉल में आप दोनों गेयर्स में खेलते हो. समटाइम्स यू हैव टू प्ले अ रेड बॉल गेम, देन यू हैव टू एक्सेलरेट. तो बाय द टाइम आप T20 क्रिकेट खेलने आते हो, यू आर अलाउड टू हैव फन, यू डोंट केयर अबाउट योर विकेट, यू आर अलाउड टू एक्सप्रेस योर सेल्फ. स्ट्रेंथ्स और वीकनेसेस पता चलती हैं, और दोनों पता चलती हैं, स्पेशली इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट में, कि क्या क्या चीज़ें मुझ में, क्या क्या खामियां. आज भी मुझे काफ़ी चीज़ें पता चली हैं. एंड आई थिंक सबसे अच्छी बात है क्रिकेट खेल रहा हूँ, क्रिकेट एंजॉय करनी है, और जिधर भी मौका मिलेगा, चांस मिलेगा, आई ट्राई टू इम्प्रूव माई सेल्फ डे बाई डे.
नो, वी अंडरस्टैंड कि योर माइंड सेट इज़ वेरी रिलैक्स्ड. यू आपने कोशिश किया कि आपका बल्ला बात करे, कोई क्रिटिसिज्म आप ना करें, ना सोशल मीडिया पे आए. बट क्रिकेटिंग आपसे एक क्वेश्चन ये पूछना है कि कितना मुश्किल होता है किसी यंगस्टर ने भी, किसी ने आना हो, कि अगर वो ओपनर खेला है पूरी उम्र, तो आप नंबर, स्पेशली इस फॉर्मेट में, वनडे में, टेस्ट क्रिकेट, रेड बॉल में, यू कैन सेटल योर सेल्फ. बट इस फॉर्मेट में नंबर 4 पे थोड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है. तो वो कैसे आपने अडेप्ट किया अपने आप को अकॉर्डिंग टू द पोजीशन?
देखिए, सबसे बड़ी बात है व्हेन यू पुट योरसेल्फ आउटसाइड योर कंफर्ट जोन, तो उधर ही आपको रिजल्ट्स मिलते हैं. जब आप कोई रिस्क लेते हैं, नो मैटर व्हाट इट इज़, एंड आई थिंक इट इज़ प्रीटी रिस्की बैटिंग एट नंबर 4, क्योंकि आपको a lot of the times from the word go आपको जाना पड़ता है, गेम की तरफ जाना पड़ता है. बट लेकिन उसकी एडवांटेज ये है कि समटाइम्स यू डोंट केयर अबाउट योर विकेट. मैं जाऊंगा, जो मेरी स्ट्रेंथ है. उस दिन भी मैंने, जो पहला गेम था, आई थिंक वो मेरे लिए ज़्यादा एक बड़ी पिक्चर थी कि मैं गया, मैंने पहली बॉल खेली, मुझे लगा अच्छा रिवर्स हो रहा है, सो आई स्टार्टेड ट्राइंग थिंग्स, और मैं आउट भी हुआ, बट आई हैव नो रिग्रेट ऑफ दैट शॉट. अगर मेरे पास अपॉर्चुनिटी वापस होगी, आई स्टिल ट्राई टू प्ले दैट शॉट, लेकिन आई ट्राई एंड एग्जीक्यूट इट बेटर. So sometimes advantage ये होता है नंबर 4 का कि you can go there and play with a free mind and not care about the result.
That's kind of a very good attitude to have in general. कि I'll go and I'll enjoy my cricket. What जिस नंबर पे मुझे बारी मिलती है. So I think that should be the spirit. Well done, buddy.
Absolutely. You know, that's one thing that everybody's seen, that you seem more relaxed. You know, like it's important when you're playing your game out there, but. You know, you've spoken about how you were playing for Derbyshire, and Mickey Arthur really helped you a lot in terms of evolving your game. So I want to talk about that. I mean, ऑब्वियसली एक जो बिहाइंड द सीन्स जिस तरह मैं बात कर रही हूँ कि एक बंदा एक तो साइकोलॉजिकल एस्पेक्ट होता है गेम का एंड देन देयर इज ऑब्वियसली द फिजिकल एस्पेक्ट ऑफ द गेम जिसमें आप चीज़ें ऐड करते हो तो कौन सी ऐसी एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ योर गेम है जिसको आपने सोचा है कि नहीं इस चीज़ को मैंने थोड़ा ऐड करना है इनोवेशन ऐड करनी है और व्हाटएवर यू नो टेल अस अ लिटिल
लेकिन
अबाउट
सबसे पहले जो आपने साइकोलॉजिकल बात बोली और आपने मिकी का नाम लिया, आई हैव बीन वेरी लकी कि आई थिंक ही इज़ वन ऑफ द बेस्ट मैन मैनेजर्स अराउंड. ही नोज़ मी एज अ पर्सन, ही नोज़ हाउ आई वांट टू ट्रेन, ही नोज़ हाउ टू गेट द बेस्ट आउट ऑफ मी. उसने जो मुझे एक एनवायरनमेंट दिया डार्बिशर में, आई थिंक इट वाज एन एनवायरनमेंट वेयर आई वाज एबल टू थ्राइव. फिर मैं इंग्लैंड गया, वाइट बॉल क्रिकेट खेल रहा हूँ. मैंने वैस भाई से कहा भी था कि आई एम वेरी लकी दैट आई एम गोइंग टू इंग्लैंड एंड प्लेइंग वाइट बॉल क्रिकेट ओवर देयर बिकॉज आई थिंक दे आर द मोस्ट हाईली स्किल्ड टीम इन वर्ल्ड क्रिकेट. तो जब मैंने उल्टी पुल्टी शॉटें देखी, थोड़ी सी वो देखा कि दे डोंट रियली केयर अबाउट देयर विकेट्स, एंड आई वाज लीडिंग अ टीम ओवर देयर एज वेल. कभी कभार यू वुड जस्ट पुल योर हेयर आउट बिकॉज एनी बैट्समैन वुड गो इन एंड गो फ्रॉम द वर्ड गो, they'd lose their wicket at times as well. बट उनका जो एक कल्चर चेंज हुआ है वाइट बॉल क्रिकेट की तरफ, आई वाज वेरी लकी कि आई वाज एबल टू एक्सपीरियंस दैट. एंड देन ऑब्वियसली आप जब क्रिकेट खेल रहे होते हो व्हेन यू वर्किंग ऑन योर गेम, तो मेरी भी कोशिश थी कि मैं ट्राई करूँ, मैं वो चीज़ें करूँ जो वहाँ के टॉप प्लेयर्स करें. I was lucky enough to see Harry Brook over there. I was lucky enough to see Alex Hales ने एक innings खेली थी. He scored 91 of 33 balls. That's one of the best white ball innings I've seen. फिर PSL अगर आप देख लें, I think it's second to none. जो PSL में एक environment मुल्तान ने, एंडी फ्लार ने जो हमारे लिए create किया है, I think I've played my best cricket so far over there. और मुझे एक freedom मिला, एक role मिला है जो मैंने fulfill किया, and hopefully I can do that for years.
तो कोचेस का क्लियर मैसेज था, आप कुछ आप डाबी से खेले हैं कि यू इन T20 फॉर्मेट यू गो प्ले योर शॉट्स, डजंट मैटर आप आउट भी हो जाओ. मगर उन्होंने ये नहीं कहा कि हमारे कोचेस के, आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट पाकिस्तान कोच इन जनरल, फर्स्ट क्लास है भी उनका मैसेज वो जो मैनी नहीं होता कि खुल के खेलो और लंबा खेलो. मतलब T20 में दैट डजंट मेक एनी सेंस.
वसीम भाई, आई डोंट लाइक शेयरिंग थिंग्स वैसे टू मच. आई लाइक टू कीप माई लाइफ टू माई सेल्फ. बट एक चीज़ मैं ज़रूर कहूँगा, व्हेन आई केम बैक आई टुक अ मंथ्स ब्रेक क्रिकेट से, T20 नेशनल T20 के बाद. व्हेन आई केम बैक तो कायदे आज़म ट्रॉफी आधी ख़त्म हो गई थी, तो आई वाज गोइंग टू प्ले द नेक्स्ट 5 मैचेस. अब्दुर्रहमान, उनके साथ मैंने साउथ पंजाब में काम किया है, पाकिस्तान ए में काम किया है, मुल्तान सुल्तान्स में ही इज़ बिन देयर फॉर द लास्ट 3 years. उन्होंने मुझसे एक बात कही थी कि जब मैं ट्रॉफी के मैचेस खेल रहा था, ही सेड कि इट्स नॉट अबाउट योर कम बैक, इट्स नॉट अबाउट कि तुम कितने रन्स करोगे, यू शुड लुक डिफरेंट. That thing sat with me as well कि when I go out and play, I should play my own way, मेरा अपना style हो, and I should look different in that. So that's something that's resonated with me.
Well, I'll tell you what, you were talking about your previous dismissal in that previous T20 that we had. That was one of the things that everybody spoke about, despite the fact that you didn't get a lot of runs. It's the intent that matters, and that's what we saw from your side as well, what we need from the Pakistan side. So thank you so much for your thoughts, and thank you so much Waseem bhai as well. आपको हम ज़्यादा रखेंगे नहीं, आप दोनों जो हैं घर जाएं, आराम से रिलैक्स करें और एंजॉय करें. हम अभी लेकिन अभी इधर ही है. We've still got plenty to discuss in this game. We'll see you just in a bit. back at the Naya Nazmabad pitch side show, and I've got a new set of guests. David Gower, the ever beaming David Gower. He's always smiling, regardless of whether England is winning or losing. And so is Aruj, Miss Dentist, right next to me. David, you've got plenty of reasons to smile today, legit reasons to smile today. England did really well, and they were clinical in all three areas of the game.
Yeah, they showed their depth, both in batting and bowling. I mean, it was always going to happen at some stage during the series that they were going to bring in Mark Wood, Reece Topley. They'd rested them the first couple of games while they had injuries that just finally settled. They both looked very fit tonight. And the cutting edge that Mark Wood gives you, I mean, up in that commentary box, with a couple of men who used to do this quite well themselves, you know, Vakar, Vaseem, were absolutely loving it. Yep. Because pace like that first bounce has set them all buzzing. And it set Barber buzzing as well. So that gives England a cutting edge, which gives them something really, really useful going ahead, both for these next 5 games and beyond, into the World Cup and beyond that. And when you're defending an even bigger total, I mean, of course, the fear was that lightning might strike twice, that they might come undone right at the last minute again. But actually putting those extra 20 runs on the board made the pressure that much bigger. And when you lose wickets, when Pakistan lose 3 or 4 or 5 wickets in a hurry, then that's the end of the game.
Yeah, you spoke about cutting edge, Aruj. The cutting edge from Pakistan was missing today.
A lot was missing tonight. Once you concede a score, as rightly DG said, anything over even 180, 190 is a big score. And then when you lose your firepower, which has scored bulk of the runs, and yesterday they did it in fine fashion. When you lose the 2 of them, you're always playing catch up. With every dot ball, the run rate climbs significantly. But the good thing was that Shan, in at 4, got some runs under his belt at the international level. If nothing, one positive would be that at least some sort of stability, still early days, but in the middle order of Pakistan.
Well, speaking of positives for England, there were plenty of positives. David Gower spoke about depth for England. And speaking of depth, Harry Brook has been one of the breakout stars for England cricket in the last few years. He's also our star of the day.
Star of the Day, brought to you by Naya Nazmabad.
Well, he's literally box office. When you watch him bat, goes down the wicket, uses his feet really well, equally good against spinners and the pacers, and has the ability to smash it all around the park. What an absolute treat to watch Harry Brook.
Star of the Day, brought to you by Naya Nazmabad.
Well, he's an absolute star, like I said. Box office is the word, but really, he really does entertain you when he's out there in his full mojo.
I mean, that little package of highlights gives you a clue, because you see different shots all the time. And it is the ability to play all around the field, that 360 ability. And when he needs it, he can try the new tricks of the trade that come with the modern T20 game. Last night it failed. He tried the ramp, it failed just at the wrong time. But tonight, that strike rate, you look at that strike rate, 231, which is what you sometimes see when someone comes in with an over to spare and he hits 3 sixes. If you're batting there for 35 balls, I think it was, and you're striking at 231, you are doing a lot of things very well indeed. He's got huge natural talent. He's one of these people, a little bit like his county compatriot. So Joe Root is a name you might understand. Joe Root loves batting. Harry Brook loves batting just as much as Joe. At the moment, you'd say that Harry has the greater all-round talent, because although he's only just started his Test career at the end of last summer, the one-day game for him has been very productive for the last 2 or 3 years.
Aruj, what do you like about Harry Brook?
I think he's a class act, and the one thing that I did like about him is that he still has an orthodox style of playing. It's not ramp all the time, or it's not reverse sweep. He's gone with the conventional orthodox style of play, yet so effective. What he does do is obviously goes leg side to open up the offside. His long levers come into play, and it doesn't look at any point that comes unnaturally to him. He's a natural stroke maker. We saw that with the century in Lahore Qalandars, and I don't think he's looked back since.
Well, I think he's also fortunate enough to have somebody like Ben Duckett on the other end. He was absolutely magnificent today with the bat. pretty much like that previous innings that he played in that last T20. He's also a master blaster of the day.
Master Blaster, brought to you by Naya Nazmabad.
Well, if you're a spinner, then Ben Duckett is not great news for you, because he is somebody who sweeps the ball so well. He's pretty much got all the weapons up his sleeve, the reverse, the paddle, and today he used them to his advantage. Of course, the ramp shot, let's not forget that.
Master Blaster, brought to you by Naya Nazmabad.
Yeah, I mean, what does a spinner do at the hands of Ben Duckett? Because he really does go after them.
Well, the only thing you can do is hope that what he did last night happens again, because he tried one trick too many last night, exposed his stumps, and the ball hit the stumps. Today, again, the same sort of thing. The sweep shot was pretty much the only shot. I mean, it was 80% sweeps, 20% reverse sweeps, and the odd dink, the odd ramp. And what he does with that, what he's clever with that, is that it's not just a sweep shot that ends up in the same place all the time, because he changes the wrists, he changes the hands, changes the point of contact. So actually, it's probably, I don't know, a 90-degree angle where those sweep shots end up. And that, of course, keeps the opposition captain guessing, keeps the bowler guessing. And it doesn't matter whether you're trying orthodox spin, whether you're trying to get the wrist spin in, whether you're trying to get googlies in, whatever it might be, he's still going to play those same shots because he watches the ball so well.
Aruj, the amount of risk that he's willing to take, I mean, and that's definitely one of the strengths of his game.
See, again, it's calculated risk. Yesterday was one too many, but the thing is that because he keeps his eye on the ball, but he opens a huge playing field. The problem is he keeps going sweep, but the minute you try and block that, he can go completely the other way around, and he's very good connecting that. Maybe something to force him down the track could be a ploy, because we haven't seen a lot of his forward play, mid-on, mid-off. Something to see, or maybe just keep the spinner out of the attack for him.
I think Aruj should be in the Pakistan camp right now, taking lessons, cues from her, where to be bowling to somebody like Ben Duckett. For Pakistan to win this or have any chance, they needed their top order once again firing. It worked yesterday, it didn't work today, and that's why it's our turning point of the day.
Turning Point brought to you by Naya Nazmabad.
Well, every day is not Sunday, as they say. Babar Azam getting out. He tried a few things over there. And we can pretty much see the chairman is standing in the back as well, taken by Topley. And then, aiming for the stumps, Reece Topley, Mohammad Rizwan getting out of this fashion.
Turning Point brought to you by Naya Nazmabad.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen that from Pakistan, Aruj. Mohammad Rizwan and Babar Azam firing yesterday for them. This was a bigger target, and that was something that had to happen for Pakistan to have any chance. But you've got to give credit to the England bowlers for the way they bowled at them.
See, Moeen Ali used the word ruthless, and I think that's exactly what the performance was. It resonated with them in all three facets, and I think Mark Wood made a huge difference. He pegged the players back, bowled 93 miles per hour plus throughout that over, and once you've got Babar and Rizwan, Pakistan looks a completely different side.
Mark Wood then, I mean, where's he been? He's had a bit of a break and then just casually strolls in and bowls 95 miles. I mean, England has that pace department to back up all the innovation that you see from their batting.
The thing about Mark, who is one of the nicest men you'll meet in this game, and an absolute enthusiast, is that he has been blighted by injury. So often his ankle has given way, other bits and pieces have given way, so he's had more time in rehabilitation than he has on the field probably. But when he comes in tonight, all you saw was a lot of pent-up enthusiasm, pent-up energy for bowling quick, and there was no hanging around. I mean, it was a very impressive, that first over, no loosener, no waiting to get into it, no just going gently into it. It was a very, very impressive first over. And the pace, that extra, 5 miles an hour, makes all the difference, even against the best in the world.
Aruj, you're coming back after a break, and then you're able to bowl the way he did. Obviously, the break has done him a lot of good.
I think England is spoiled for choice, really. I mean, you take some big players out of the game and they still looked a very good side. A good problem to have, but Mark Wood had all of us buzzing, and surely the crowd enjoyed it as well.
Well, we saw a couple of dropped catches in the previous match, but today I think England was spectacular in the field. Let's have a look at the safe hands of the day.
Safe Hands brought to you by Naya Nazmabad.
No buttery fingers from England tonight. They were really good in the deep, taking all their catches. There I am, right behind, trying to take an interview of both the chairmen, vice deputy as well. And this one was really good by Adil Rashid. You know, whenever they are low and diving, it's never easy to be taking those. And then just really well bowled, short ball there. Simple take.
Safe Hands brought to you by Naya Nazmabad.
It helps to have somebody like Reece Topley right here in the boundary. My head was about to get smashed, and the chairman as well, so I'm just really happy. Thank you, Reece Topley.
Well, I mean, it's a tricky thing to decide whose life to save first. Luckily, you know, that was obviated by the catch. Tell you what, good catch for one reason. When they fly that quickly and you're down on the third man boundary, you're aware that it's coming at you suitably quickly. You're aware you cannot step back. You've got to keep your balance. And of course, he is tall enough. He was tall enough to be able to just put those big hands up there and take the catch. There was an instance later on, I think, where Amar Sahel was saying on commentary, you need to get Reece Topley everywhere on the boundary edge, just in case you use that extra height. But on that one, it flew to him straight, yes, so he didn't have to move, but then you've got to keep your balance, keep your hands firm, and that ball does arrive on you pretty quickly, even though you're 70 yards away.
Yeah, and save me, of course.
Well, that's, of course, that was the most important thing.
That was the most important.
That was the most important thing.
Exactly. Aruj, from a Pakistan perspective, we've obviously got another T20 coming up. It's been a great series so far. I'm putting the hat of the management on you right now. Are you making any changes for the next one?
See, firstly, I was slightly baffled by the fact that why Babar didn't bowl Iftikhar or Khushdil. They are selected in the team as all-rounders. Yes, you want to win every match, but I think this is the perfect build-up for the World Cup, and you try all your options, especially when your top five are getting spanked around the park. So maybe that's one thing that they should try. Like Shan, they tried it for it is working out. Changes in the team, again, depending, some are still nursing injuries, but you want to play your 11 or your B side that you will play in the World Cup, and you want to try as many combinations now rather than when you reach there.
England tried a few combinations today. They had 3 changes. Do you think
Yep.
they're going to stick to that, or they've got more depth?
They have got more depth.
They do.
And this is what's fascinating about this series, because they brought us a huge squad. Just to reiterate, some of them were nursing injuries on the way through. So Wood and Topley, for instance, they were looking after carefully rather than throwing them in right at the start. In the batting department, we saw Will Jacks today, who actually played his part very nicely. I haven't really talked about him. So coming in for Alex Hales, very much like for like in the way they play. So that gives them options in the batting department. There are other people, like a young guy called Jordan Cox, who's making his first England tour, who would love to get a game at some stage. But then I think as we get towards the last 2 or 3 games up in Lahore, they'll also be thinking more ahead to the 11, 12 or 13 they'll want for that World Cup that comes after that.
Well, thank you so much for your thoughts once again, David and Aruj. And the next one, by the way, is a very, very special T20 in terms of Pakistan history and context, because it's the 200th T20 international that Pakistan will be playing, and that's going to be on the 25th of September. We'll be seeing you live at 6:50 p.m. It's going to be Super Sunday. Well, thank you once again to both of you. I hope you guys enjoyed our coverage. I hope you guys enjoyed all the action. But that's pretty much that we have all from here, and we'll be seeing you in the next one on Sunday.
And yes, toe of the bat and gone. Deep in the crease this time, and deep into the crowd.
Gets away to his first international half-century.
That's out, and that's Babar Azam.
Don't let
In the air he goes, and what a take that is.
Welcome to highlights of match 3 of Bank Al Falah presents DAFA News Pakistan versus England T20I Series 2022.
We're back to the pitch that was used for that first match just 3 nights ago or so. Still looks very bare, very dry, very flat. It's probably had a little bit of water in it since that first game, just to see if they can sprinkle a bit of life into it. Third toss of the series, the coin high yet again. Third time lucky though for Babar Azam, who won it and decided that he would ask England to bat first, as they did last night. So of course leading to that extraordinary chase from Babar Azam and Mohammad Rizwan. There are changes in the England team, 3 of them. Phil Salt keeps his place at the top, but Alex Hales is rested. Jacks is the man coming in, very exciting young man from Surrey. The middle order remains the same. 2 more changes in the bowling lineup. Reece Topley and Mark Wood make their first appearances of this series. Luke Wood and David Willey are omitted. For Pakistan, well, they only really needed the top 2, the first 2 in terms of the batting last night. It was a record-breaking partnership that took them to victory. The target, 200. And it was only Rizwan and Babar who were needed. So there's still interest in what happens to the middle order as and when they get their chance again tonight. And apart from that, that Pakistan 11 is exactly the same 11 as won last night's fixture. First ball of the day. First run of the day. Squirted away to deep square leg. That's a good shot. That's the first boundary of the evening. Just flicked away over wide mid-wicket. It's 7 without loss after 1. Well, Mohammad Nawaz starts his over with a boundary. A desperate dive, not quite enough. Familiar role for him.
Shot, pulled. There's a huge gap there, and this will race away to the boundary. So 11 runs from the over, 2 gone, 18 for none. That's top edge. There's a fielder there, and yes, they got the first breakthrough, and that too.
Trying to hit this over mid-wicket, and it just got big. Slightly late on it, but a catch and another collision.
Oh, the edge flies wide of the slip and flies just wide of third man as well, so neither man able to get a hand on it. There's the edge. Where's the slip? Well, for Will Jacks, there is no slip.
And that was up, foolish delivery, 1 bounce into the boundary, and that's his area. 19 of 12, Will Jacks. England 36 for 1 and 4.
Slammed away. Everybody was up on the offside, and Jacks had eyes only for that side of the ground. 50 for England. He looks for it again and just gets it over the head of the skipper. Oh, that was a lucky escape. Dahani thought he'd got his man. He deceived him with the slower ball. Toe of the bat, and gone. Hyder Ali with the catch. No mistake made in the outfield this time.
You bowl an ordinary delivery and you're able to pick up a wicket. Long hop, not quite middling the ball, hitting the ball straight to the fielder, and Hyder Ali this time around making no mistake. Walks back after 14, and it's 61 for 2.
Well, he finds the gap straight away. It's another long hop, but this time Duckett puts it away.
Well, he's started again where he left from last night.
That's not out of the middle either. Taken. Oh, that catching practice before the game started is paying dividends for Pakistan. They've caught a couple in the outfield, a couple in the deep.
He might get hammered, but good thing with Usman Qadir, he's a wicket taker. It's the second wicket. He has fetched for Pakistan, nicely taken by Nawaz. Now look at the reactions from Usman Qadir. He's jubilant. It's a good debut for Will Jacks. Scored 40 of 22 deliveries. It's 82 for 3.
That's beautiful. That is so sweetly struck.
He waited for it. He looked so good. In control. Hit. There's another shot.
Another big 6. This time over extra cover. Brings up the 100 for England. And then the men in the middle for England mean business.
So 3 wickets gone so far tonight. Well, that's fortunate. Top edge does it. There we go again. That one has found the gap. How many men can you have at deep square leg?
Look at it, that's a good delivery. Oh no, it's gone out of the park here. What a shot. I thought it was a well-directed bouncer. And that brings up a 50 partnership between these two, just of 29 deliveries.
It came out at 143 from the hand, probably went faster to the boundary. He's chased him, he's seen him go down the leg side, he's chased him, but what Harry Brook has done really well, he stayed stable. He stayed in good position, got under the ball, and all he had to do was make contact.
Well guided, that's gone very quickly, that is clever. Threading of the needle pretty much.
Deep in the crease this time, and deep into the crowd. Well, whatever the plan was, they're going to have to change it. Harry Brook goes to 49. So that's where he goes. You could almost have guessed it. You could have telegraphed it. It's 50 for Harry Brook, his very first in England colours. It's been a special moment for him. It's been a special knock from him, and his teammates have enjoyed it. Harris Ralph back into the attack, but Ben Duckett gets away to his first international half-century, following teammate Harry Brook. Doesn't matter whether it's Ralph or Hasnain, it's gone for 6 anyway. Hasnain is the bowler. He went for the pace-off option into the pitch, and Duckett says thank you very much and bangs it over square leg for 6.
That is beautiful. That is sublime. Top batting. That's batting at his best. Just shimmied backwards, bit of space, and just belts it down the ground.
There's no answer. There's just no answer to it. Brook almost telepathic in knowing what was coming. Excellent again. That is a really very good final over. It should be a run out. Oh, the throw's a poor one. Both Duckett and Brook were labouring a little bit there at the end, and who can blame them? That has been a special partnership from a special pair of players who are in the infancy of their international careers.
Salt didn't get going. Will Jacks 40 of just 22. Malan, well, had an indifferent day, but then Duckett 70 of 42 and 81 of 35 for Brook.
They bowled both sides of the pitch. They bowled short, even the slow deliveries. I thought they were not really bowled with venom. Couple of wickets for Usman, who picked up early wickets. Snan picked up one, but the rest went for plenty.
Brilliant first half. Pakistan need to get to 2-2-2, and that'll take to some getting. And we'll be back in a short while with that chase.
Hey, get it!
Dawson, oh well, Dawson had almost done all the hard work there, getting quickly to the ball. Looked like he was going to cut it off. Bit of a bobble, bit of a bad bounce for him, and the first run is on the board. There is no other way. First big shot of the innings is only a little bit short, but that's all they need. These two, either one of them, will seize on these.
You cannot really take too long before you start hitting the ball, and that's exactly what this one did. Just got under it.
How important do you think cricket or sport plays a role in, sort of providing help towards these causes? Oh, all right.
That's out. That's out. That's out. And that's
well,
Azam.
There's obviously been a wicket there, but yeah, we were just talking about what it obviously the first T20. The proceeds were going towards flood relief as well. So, I mean, how important a role do you think sport plays?
You see, it's a national glue, as you know. So people get together on this great platform. It brings smiles to their faces. It can, for about 3 hours, let them forget the miseries that they're going through. Most of Pakistan is underwater, deluged. So it's a great moment to be themselves for 3 hours. Just lose the space in environment of cricket.
Well, yeah, we've just got a wicket there. Great catch there by Topley as well. He's definitely got the height to be catching that as well.
Bowler. Both the informed batsmen sent back to the pavilion.
He has bowled the delivery which went up to 140, but that last delivery was 115 kilometers an hour. England jubilant, and why not? They've done the job in their first 4 overs. They picked up both the openers who played superbly well in the previous match. Now they're gone.
In the air it goes, and what a take that is. Wasn't travelling quickly in the air, but he needed to make the ground. He needed to judge the angle of the dive as well. Adil Rashid puts Pakistan even further behind the 8 ball now.
Heather Ali was hanging on the back foot and got to him in no time. He was not in a position to play that stroke. The pull shot was holed out. Pace and accuracy is working for England team.
Got to go for just 3 tonight. Haider Ali is out. It's 3 down for 21 Pakistan.
Swatted away. He had all the time in the world to wait for that one and find the place at the boundary he wanted to put it. Straight up in the air. Straight up in the air. It didn't have to be 90 miles an hour. Sam Curran with the surprise short ball.
Has been pegged back, I guess, by the wood over. Too quick to handle, not on this occasion. Not quite sure what he was trying to do. Almost played with the vertical bat the other way around. Simple catch in the end. Pakistan in heaps of bother at the moment. 28 for 4. Iftikhar walks back for 6.
Oh, nicely played. Finds the gap. Anything Ben Duckett can do, Kushta will have a go and do as well.
He has worked on this shot. Nishan Masood. Charged, extra cover for the maximum.
And they come alive. Rather flat batted it. Got a bit of width from Moeen. Committed to the stroke and belted it over the top. There was nothing pretty about it, but it doesn't matter if it goes over the rope. Oh, that's really well played. Opened up the blade beautifully. The ball was almost underneath him, but he managed to dig it out. That's an excellent stroke from Shan. Brings up the 50 for Pakistan. Full toss. Get that out of here. Yep, it's gone. That's a rare bad ball from Adil Rashid, and it got the treatment.
It's always important to put them away. Don't get many of these, and when you get them, you make the most of them. Exactly what Shan's done.
Oh, that's out of here. He got it on the hip, and Kushil just swiveled on it and helped it on its way. 33 sixes in the series now.
That's his area, Khushdil Shah. Especially against this sort of pace, he will hit you every time with ease.
Yeah, he likes that. Comes to him naturally.
Little shorter this time, and it's just got enough on it. Only just parried over the line for another 6.
86 for 4.
That's up in the air. Should be an easy chance, and is indeed an easy chance. Harry Brook just settled himself underneath it. A slight miscue, enough to see Pakistan's 5th wicket go down.
Was able to land it in the perfect area to a batsman who was looking to hit the ball hard and high. Only managed to hit the ball straight to the fielder. Nicely judged. And they are disappointed, aren't they? It was a good contribution from Khushdil under pressure. 29 from 21 deliveries. It's 90 for 5.
It's away, and one bounce down to the boundary for 4. Just slightly offline here from Mark Wood. That's the other thing, that's the other opportunity that pace provides.
Yeah, what really impressed me.
Spotted away over extra cover. This one he has made really good contact with. Last ball of the over. It's 15 gone now, 115 for 5.
Down the ground and over. 50 for Shah Masood, right on cue.
That it just travelled and travelled very, very quickly. Is looking good, Shan. Proving a point.
Up in the air, that should be the end of it for Shan. Nawaz, apologies. Brook gets underneath it, pouches it nicely. Pakistan 142 for 6.
Yeah, he was never in control of that shot. Another beautiful delivery, nice and flighted, and back of the hand, a googly, and an easy catch.
And bowled his spell. The mustache game is not over yet.
I think it's gone.
It's gone.
I think that's out. Yeah, it might be moustaches we're talking about, but it's Moeen with the beard who has pulled off the run out by the looks of it.
Yeah. I can see batsman still short of ground. Bails off. I have made my decision.
Straight up in the air, straight up the chimney, and out again. Sam Curran with the catch. It has been an absolute trouncing for Pakistan, who were euphoric here just last night. And the emotions could not be more contrasting.
Well, when you have someone like Wood who's got that kind of pace, especially your later order or tail enders, they don't want to be staying out there. 149 for 8.
Late on in the evenings, so it messes around with your body clock a bit, but Topley has certainly looked good for the rest, despite giving away a boundary off the very final ball of his spell, the very final ball of the innings. England will congratulate one another, they will shake hands with their opponents, and they will reflect upon a job well done.
Rizwan Babar went very, very early. Heather couldn't handle the pace of Wood. And then Sean just survived, batted quite nicely. Not opening the inning, batting at number 4. And I thought he batted beautifully. Iftikhar going very, very early. Khush still stuck around a bit, but didn't really have the impact that Pakistan was looking for. Superb bowling from England. They were spot on. They bowled with pace, they bowled with purpose, they swung the ball early on. They bowled those beautiful slow deliveries. 3 wickets for Wood. I think he's a pick of the bowler without a doubt. Rashid picking up 2. No real partnership from Pakistan. 158 for 8. England winning convincingly. Babar winning the toss and asking England to bat, and they batted outstandingly well. Took the game away from Pakistan in the very first few overs. Brooks 81 was a real highlight of the day. Duckett in his own merry way playing sweeps and reverse sweeps. He batted beautifully. Jacks, debutant, 40 of 22. They all chipped in quite nicely. Pakistan couldn't really handle the pressure. Lost the game by 63 runs.